in the back of my head.
Wood,
Oh,
wood. It tastes
so
like wood.
this is the first drink as father and son.
Changed forever.
I used to have a 45.
Two guys, two worlds. This is the flip side. New episodes uploaded on YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify every week on Wednesday and Saturday. Now, here's your host, Jason and Noel. That's what I said, you nincompoop.
We are on episode 12. My name is Jason.
Name's Noel.
There you go. Welcome to the flip side.
I am getting the hang of it now.
Yeah, right? Cheers.
Hey, cheers.
There you go.
Is that iced tea?
No. Jesus.
Jason here is one of my first few friends that that I know started working out at a young age, very sporty, started wearing a turtleneck, and one of my first few friends that is a hard drinker.
Yeah, baby. Well, it's a little bit watered down now. It's supposed to be whiskey in the rocks, Woodford Reserve, by the way, with a little bit of lemon.
You sounded like you started speaking Chinese there for a second. I had no idea what you were saying.
Sorry, man. Yeah, no, I haven't had a drink since Christmas.
No, but you said something about on the rocks, wood,
Oh,
wood. It tastes
so
like wood.
it's the brand is Woodford Reserve.
Mm.
I'm having it on the rocks, but it's watered down now with a little bit of lime. So it's good.
Did you say? I'm trying to remember your stories. I don't know if it were drugs or alcohol, but did alcohol ever get you?
No, no. Alcohol never got me. Drugs, smoking, all that mumbo jumbo crap. Um, yeah.
Alcohol is
Drinking was like a social thing.
it's a good friend, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big time.
No, but
Big time.
it never caught you like, oh, I have problems and I'm gonna start drinking and
No, I mean, see, there's a different definition of that. If there's people who are alcoholics rely on alcohol. You know what I mean? It's something that I never relied on. But I like drinking. I used to drink a lot. I have to be honest. I'll have like a drink every day. If not beer at some point, when I switched to mixed drinks like Jack and Coke or whatever.
mm.
And then now, I guess as age comes in, also that's a good aged beverage.
Mm-mm. No, maybe it's a bit touchy for me because when you use the word rely, alcoholics rely. I understand what you're trying to say. Alcoholics rely, but if I take that story a little too personal, my dad and I didn't grow up together, especially when we moved to the States and stuff. So we were quite separated, right?
Right.
Uh, but before that, I already knew him as a drunk. You know, like my mom would say, like your dad's an alcoholic.
Oh, really? I'm sorry to say what I had to say. Now.
No worries, no worries. But you know,
Feel like an asshole.
no, of course not. It's fun to talk about. But here, so I grew up with my dad thinking that he's a little bit of an alcoholic, but he would deny that or he would say that he's not. And then when
Right.
I went back to the Philippines after a few years of being apart, you know, family separated and that kind of thing, and then I came back to the Philippines, graduated high school, wanted to get to know my dad kind of thing, you know, and you know,
Right.
I
Right.
was always curious, like who's this asshole supposedly that's a drunkard that, you know, screwed up the family or whatever. But so in fairness to my dad, I wanted to sit around and get to know him. So I tried to spend time with him, right?
Right.
But here's my Alcoholics Anonymous story with my dad, who I will not d- disclose or divulge too much information about. But you know,
All right.
we're on a podcast. It's only the two of us listening to it.
Right.
When I got back to try to get to know him, I always noticed that he'd be drinking, and then I was like, Dad, like you're drinking all the time every time I see you, and it's like I kind of and which was true. I kind of felt like I was talking to the alcohol and not like my real dad.
Well, what time of the day did you go to see him? Was it like at nighttime or what?
I was based in Cebu. I was working at a radio station. Maybe on the weekends I'd fly to Cebu, and that's about a two,
Okay,
3.5 hour flight. Think maybe
right.
L.A. to New York, maybe something like that. Like they're two different metropolises that are
That's a 5 hour flight. I mean, yeah.
okay. Well, this is 3, 4, 5. This is like a 5 hour trip also from Baguio to Cebu back in the day.
Oh no, I take that back. It's not a 5 hour flight. It's like a day flight, basically. No,
A long
I don't
trip.
know.
A
Doesn't
long
matter.
trip.
It's a
What
long
I'm trying
trip.
to
Yeah.
get at
Anyway,
is that I would stay there for like 3 or 4 days. Okay, I would
and then
stay
the
there,
entire time he's drinking.
and the entire time he's pretty much he's drinking. He's socially drinking is what he would say. This is where it gets touchy with what you just said, that it's a social thing, and then that he's not relying on it. He wasn't relying on it, but he was
Right.
always on it. He was always like, I'm celebrating. I'm like, yeah, but you're like a different you're a different person when I'm talking to you intoxicated.
Yeah, I'll have a beer with my scrambled eggs and pandesal.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like, so why are you always drinking whatever I'm here? Because I'm celebrating that you're here. You're not always here. Like, don't use me as an excuse to do your drinking. And he
Right,
was,
right.
in fairness to him, he wasn't drunk, like crawling and, knocked out of bed and that kind of thing. He was like a
Yeah.
social drinker, except that he would do it all the time.
Did it bother his speech or anything like that? Was he actually drunk or coherent or what?
That's a good question. I just probably not.
There's people who drinks, right,
Yeah,
who can actually consume a lot of beverage, but it does not affect their speech
right,
or their mannerisms
right,
whatsoever.
right.
My dad was almost like that, and to be quite honest with you, when we were still in the Philippines before we moved here, I distinctly remember my dad would be driving a car after boozing for like 3 hours,
Mm,
and he put me on his lap
mm.
to drive the steering wheel.
How old were you?
And I don't know, 6, 7, maybe.
Mm,
This was on EDSA. I
mm,
remember that.
mm, mm,
The,
mm,
maybe a little bit older, maybe like not 8 or 9 years old,
mm.
but it was
Cheers.
yeah. Uh it'd be like at midnight, so there's not a lot of cars, but
Mm, mm,
he was
mm,
one of those guys who could boost up, but at the same time, it
mm,
didn't really affect
mm,
him
mm.
as much. Although everybody reaches their limits, I've
Mm,
seen
mm.
my dad
Same,
passed out drunk.
same. So 90% of
Yeah.
the time, my dad wasn't boozed out like that. But
Right.
what annoyed me was his personality was different.
What do you
I mean,
mean?
he was a little more social, but I wanted to get to know the boring dad. I wanted to get to know the
The
man, not
real dad.
not the alcohol. Yeah. So
I
anyway,
mean,
long story short, I mean, the end of that story is that I got annoyed one time in one of those trips. I literally like we basically got into an argument about, like, because he was like, like, mind your own business. You're not the
right,
one drinking. I'm the one that's drinking. Yeah, but I'm the one visiting you. So, f you, gave him the finger and then walked out because I was just
right.
so pissed that he. And then, in fairness to my dad, the happy ending of that story is because I walked out. I think he thought about it, realized it, and then stopped. So
Well, that's good.
he's not as bad as he wasn't. And then from there on he sort of tapered down slowly,
Right,
slowly every
right.
every time until
Let me ask you a quick question. Did you ever have that experience where you had that first drink with your dad?
can't really say I have. I mean,
Really?
it wasn't like an official. All right, here it is, son. Let's have a drink. I don't. It
Well,
doesn't
it's
really.
it's not gonna be announced, but like I remember when I had my very first drink with my dad, I didn't announce it like, "Oh, this is our first drink," but I knew that moment consciously, you know what I mean, or subconsciously. In the back of my head, I'm like thinking, "Holy shit, this is the first drink as father and son." You know what I mean?
maybe that's what I'm saying. Unfortunately, in my story, maybe my dad was trying to do that first drink with me, but instead I took it like,
Ah,
"Can you stop drinking? Because I'm here visiting you." And maybe I also took offense because I was like, "I don't have a drink. You're drinking, but I don't have a drink."
he didn't offer.
Not that I can recall. I mean, it was socially drinking for him, but I wasn't involved. So he was the only one that had a drink. That was the thing.
Right. Did it
So,
ever occur to you that maybe you have some daddy issues?
oh yeah, for sure, for sure. But let me swing it back to you real quick though. How did that make you feel? Like driving EDSA, dad intoxicated,
No, I mean, as a young kid, I felt like, damn, this is cool, yo. I
right?
mean, now I'm like, come to think about it, holy shit, we could have died. My dad could have killed me, you
Right.
know. But and when I told him that story, when we were older, we just laughed about it,
Yeah.
because that happened in the Philippines, and the drive, they didn't really care. I mean, it's not that they don't care, but it's not policed. You know what I mean?
Back in the days, yeah, like 70s, maybe 80s.
The 80s, 80s. I'm
Was
not
it?
that old.
Not
Yeah,
that
probably 80s.
they
So,
weren't that strict yet. Yeah.
right. So when I told my dad about it over here, we were just laughing about it. Like, damn, that's pretty funny, And he actually remembered it. He's like, "Oh my god, I remembered. That was the green car that I had." I'm like, "Yeah, that's right. Good
Yeah.
job."
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Good times.
we were actually at my dad's house when I shared that first drink with him. He was it was your typical like a TV scenario type of thing. We were at his backyard
Mm.
grilling.
Mm.
I was actually grilling, and then he came up next to me, handed me a beer.
And I think,
And
in fairness to daddy issues, for me, I was sort of brainwashed, opposite of what your experience was. I was already like walking into the scenario or to the movie scene
right,
thinking that, alcohol is bad. You're,
right.
it's like connected to what he was like with my mom and whatever that might have been or whatever. So I can't say that my mom. I guess the word is like saying like my mom brainwashed me that alcohol was like ooh. So I was always like walking into a scene with alcohol like not scared but with suspicion like oh these people are going to get drunk. These people
Like
are
those
going to
conversations that always started with, "Yeah, I remember when I was drinking."
yeah. And so
Yeah,
it wasn't always a happy social thing like the way my dad would like it to be. Instead,
right,
like I came into it like, why are we drinking? Well,
right.
that's what's going on with this one. So I
That's kind of
never
funny, though.
never really got around to it. But when I started like, hanging out like in clubs and that kind of party scene,
Yeah.
I was like, hey, this is fun. Why not?
Right.
But
So, oh, I remember actually, it was one of those times I went to the Philippines. We were at one of those clubs on Greenbelt or whatever, and
hold on. So when you guys moved and I met you when we were teenagers, you came back. You
yeah,
s-
I mean, I've been home a couple of times.
oh, okay,
You
okay.
know what I mean? I've
How
probably been home. Well, not a lot, maybe 3 times since
in
I've been back here. You know what I mean? The last time
in
I went home was probably
wait, it's like 3 times in 30 years?
probably yeah 3 or 4 times.
Mm,
But the last time I haven't been home in maybe 10 years.
mm, mm, mm.
It's been a while, you know. So
Yeah, you were saying?
um I lost my train of thought.
Hope you don't mind while I'm having my lemon bread with zest.
No. You're good. You're good.
Cheers,
No,
brother.
it was actually weird. So no, I, it you when you mentioned the club scene and whatnot, a story came back in my head when I went back to the Philippines one of the last times. So I can't remember. We were at this club or bar where there's a second floor. It's like a glass room on the second floor. You know what I mean?
Okay.
This was in the Philippines, so it was packed. It was so crowded. The whole damn club was packed, right? And then I saw the room upstairs, and there was a couple of bouncers at the front. I'm like, hey, so I handed the guy like $20. I don't know what that is in pesos, but I handed him like one of those, hey, what's up, man? Whatever.
Oh.
And then there was like $20 attached to it. And
uh,
then I pulled him closer to me and I
uh,
whispered to his ear, it's
uh,
like, listen, I got me and my boys over here. We want to go up to the VIP room. And then,
mm,
he looked at the money and was like, oh, yeah, come on, let's go, let's go. I
mm,
felt like a goddamn celebrity walking through that club. I kid you not. There was maybe, I don't know, like 6 celebrities, like
mm,
surrounding me and my friends, escorting us through the middle of the club, all the way to that big giant stairs in the back, and then up to that glass room. I guess it's like a VIP room.
mm.
And so we got there, and there was a lot of people, and there were celebrities. One of the celebrities that I distinctly remember was what's his name? Jericho, I think it was.
Jericho Rosales.
Yeah, him.
Yeah. And
And there was some other
these people were celebrities before you met them, or I mean before you.
him. I know I recognize him because I was just watching his show at the house or whatever where
Mm,
I
mm,
was
mm,
staying.
mm, mm,
That's why I
mm,
just recognize him. But there was definitely a lot of celebrities in that VIP club. So
mm,
I went up to Jericho. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? I told him I just saw you here. I didn't really know who he is because
mm,
I don't know a lot of Filipino celebrities and whatnot.
mm.
So I was like, hey, let me buy you guys a couple of shots or whatever. So we were like drinking for a little bit, and then me and my friends got this middle table where we ordered, I guess, bottle service,
Okay.
and I didn't realize at that time I was already pretty hammered. I was drunk. You know,
Nice.
I was having a good time. But I didn't realize if you ordered a bottle service, at least at that time, that it was cheap. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Am I coming in loud enough or no?
You're coming in perfect, my.
Okay, thank you,
You're
thank you.
coming in perfect, my boy.
Thanks, man. So I was like I didn't realize that
You,
those bottle service were cheap. So
bro,
I bought like what?
you were coming in slow for a second there, though. You were like choppy.
Oh, sorry. I don't know.
Now go
I don't
ahead.
know
You're good
what's
now.
going on.
Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead. So bottle
So
service.
I bought like there was like maybe 8 VIP tables and whatnot. So I told the waiter,
All
hey,
this is $20, right? All for a $20 entrance.
yeah, just the $20. I just tipped the bouncer $20, and then he let me all the way through the VIP.
Right.
But when
And
we got there, I'm like thinking the bottle service, like the bottle of liquors,
mm,
I don't know how much it was, but it wasn't much. I think it was like $15, right? Per bottle or whatever.
okay.
I don't know how much that is in pesos or whatever. But that this was back then. And I do remember the dollar rate to peso ratio at that time was like 56,
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
So I'm like, I ordered hey, come here. Jun, come here.
Mm-mm.
It's like, give one bottle to all of these tables over here. One bottle each. So
Wait,
those
hold
celebrities
on a
came to
second.
our table.
Sorry, hold on a second. You came in $20. You gave the bouncer $20 when you came in. Was it $20 just for yourself or the entire posse that you were with?
Yeah, it's just the entire posse. I don't know how much that is in pesos. I just tipped him 20 pesos,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then he just walked us up. I don't know how much is that in pesos. $20.
Rounded off the $15 that you were mentioning for the bottle a while ago, and the $20 that you were mentioning about your entrance. That's like about 1,000 pesos each. That's like, yeah, that's cheap
That's cheap,
for
right?
both the bottle and the entrance.
No. The $20. That's just his.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
just handed him twenty
yeah,
dollars. I
yeah. So
paid separate for everything else. You know what I mean?
right, so that was cheap enough to give him $20, so that was fine. And then you gave
Right.
$15 for every bottle that you gave out. How many was that?
I think every bottle cost $15 each,
Okay,
and there was like 8 tables, right?
okay.
So I ordered that, and then on top of that, I guess this was at the time where they didn't really take tips yet. You know what I mean?
Okay. Just for
If you go to a
context,
bar here,
that's
yeah,
$120 for 8 tables. 120 times 56 for the exchange rate at
right.
$15.
That's
120
not bad. That's not bad.
just for
If
both the. I guess I'm just trying to do the
yeah,
math just so we
yeah,
can both be on the same page here. So 120 for dollars, and then in pesos times 56 that time, that was 6,720 pesos for 8
I don't
tables. That's
know.
still dirt cheap.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
Right.
it's a drink though. It's dirt cheap. Yeah.
Mm.
And it still came up pretty cheap. So I guess I tipped the waiter quite substantially. Like I tipped him like another $20 or $30. Just the
Ag-
waiter.
Again
I just
after.
tipped him.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. The waiter, not the bouncer. Okay.
No, the waiter. So I guess they were happy about it, right? So for the rest of the night, every time I did this, I have like a swarm of waiters charging over our table, just waiting to be served and whatnot. It was kind of cool, you know. It made me feel like I was some kind of celebrity, so to speak. But I did get to have quite a number of drinks with. Actually, I have some number. I have a drive somewhere of pictures with all those celebrities I took pictures with and whatnot. I didn't know who they were, but it was cool because they were really, really cool people. That like that Jericho guy, he was pretty cool. He didn't drink much when we were there, but I remember him being cool. He was nice, you know what I mean?
Mm, mm, mm.
But here when you go to a bar and you order just one of these drinks with the
Right.
whiskey and whatnot,
That's
if you
already
go to a bar right now, guess how much it costs? Just
20.
for this,
I'm guessing 20.
it's about $25. So
$25 for a shot.
yeah, I mean that's like more than a shot. It's like maybe like that, and then
For a
maybe like a
glass.
$5 tip. So let's just say $30.
Let's
That's
put the
insane.
exchange rate at 50 pesos right now. 25 times 50 is 1,250 pesos. So
Jesus.
that's the price of a bottle already, or at least I don't know how much
Right.
whiskey bottle is, but that's
Wow.
expensive.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So
I
that is
mean,
expensive.
that's one of the big reasons why my wife and I don't really go out anymore.
That's one of the reasons why you're thinking about moving back to the Philippines.
Hey, right? I mean, it's so much fucking cheaper to live over there.
And so is everybody
Yeah.
else. But that's the thing. It's cheaper if you think about what you're earning there and then how you're spending it here.
Exactly. Exactly. Like that same time that I went home, right? I kid you not. This I remember this. So a couple of days after that, one of our old friends was a that I my old friends that I grew up with over there. I visited them, right? And he's a tricycle driver, right?
Oh,
So I decided to treat them to drinks. So they buy San Miguel beer, but a couple of cases, you know, those green cases of beers.
of course.
I kid you not, that whole night we probably have like 6 cases or 7 cases, whatever, plus
Sounds
all the
average.
food. Yeah. Plus, they managed to roll out a karaoke machine in the middle of the goddamn street. I still don't know how they did that. It was amazing. Where they took like 6 extension cords, connected it, and then plugged it at somebody's garage or whatever. Granted, I gave that guy that to plug it in like, man, I don't know, $5, whatever,
In
and
the
they were fine with it.
Philippines,
But
when there's a will, there's a way.
there's a way, and all those beers and all those foods from like those barbecue people and whatnot drinking with those tricycle drivers,
Mm,
probably not even $60. It was insane. It was
mm,
dirt cheap. The moral of the story is
mm.
it was 10 times more fun drinking with those tricycle drivers and
Mm.
those celebrities. I kid you not.
Mm.
You know
What
what I
what makes
mean?
what makes you say that? How was it
The
more fun?
reality of things. I mean, I was drinking with tricycle drivers, and then we had that guy walking around with a basket selling the balut
Mm.
or
Oh.
balut,
Mm, mm, mm,
whatever.
mm.
I didn't eat it, but the guys wanted it.
Mm,
There was
mm,
maybe like a dozen of us drinking, probably 6 to 8 cases of beers. We saw a barbecue person, whatever, across the street. They helped that lady move the entire barbecue stand, whatever, next to where we were sitting. Because I don't know how it is, but so there's two roads, this way and this way. For some reason, there's a middle, right?
An
Where all the
intersection.
tricycles park,
A tricycle terminal.
whatever. It's not a tricycle. They were just hanging out there. It's like it's a this way street. And then
Mm.
there's that middle area where everybody just hangs out. For some odd reason, we ended up just drinking over there. I don't know how that happened. They they turned they turned beer case upside down and stacked it up with a big plywood and turned it into a table, and the
Mm.
other cases and turned it into
Mm.
um uh chairs, and then I don't know. It was genius. And then I don't know how they managed to bring a karaoke machine out. They
Mm.
rented it from somebody, paid somebody to plug it into their garage or whatever.
I'm
But
curious. I'm
it was so much fun. The stories that these guys were telling me, and it just sounded so much fun. You know,
Is that what made
hanging
it
out with those celebrities, it was fun. But it's like parang pilitan yung feeling, if that makes sense.
okay? I was
You
wondering
know,
if it's because you could barely hear each other at the club with the celebrities.
no. I mean, it's not as loud inside that VIP club as opposed to
Oh right, yeah, you could still
um
talk.
you know
Yeah, yeah.
right. And then the best part at like drinking with those tricycle drivers, right? So we're in the middle of the street like this drinking, and then one of the guys I'm talking to all of a sudden, hold on, pare, iihi ako. This is what he does. I was like, this is not real. You're taking a piss in the middle of the street. And then put a chair on the top while he's taking a piss. A dog just walks right in front of him, you know, like it's nothing. Just walks over. He's like,
I remember back in New Year's, one of the first time that I was drinking, I tried to prove myself, drank the bottle, right, and I was like, hold on a
right.
second, I'm gonna throw up.
Oh my god.
And then I go to work the next hour, and that's when my
Yeah,
friend
that's
calls me and
awesome.
asks me and says, "Hey, bro, you're on the air. Are you drunk?" But I
Oh,
wanted,
you told me about that.
yeah, yeah. But that was the backstory behind that. I was like, just a second, I think I'm gonna throw up, like right where I was sitting. But let me dig into that a little bit more. Was it fun because it was spontaneous and it wasn't planned and the stories were real and
It's all of the above.
like
You know,
you you,
ang
you were able
sarap lang nung kwentuhan talaga.
you were it would
Sinasabi nila. Sorry, go ahead.
no, no, like you were. It was the fact that you were able to put your hair down and not be so pretentious about the situation. What was the?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. It was it felt more connected, ba? I felt more connected to each and every one of them. You know what I mean?
But
As opposed to
the similar thing with the tricycle drivers and the celebrities. You both either situation you didn't know anybody from there.
no, no. Well, at the celebrity, the VIP room, I knew maybe like a couple of people.
Yeah, to
Well,
get you
same thing
in
at the
or get you
tricycle
started.
drivers. Yeah,
Right, right. To get you
right.
in or
And
get you
then
started, but it wasn't because what I'm just trying to get at is like you weren't comfortable. I mean, you weren't having more fun because you were comfortable with the people that were there.
no, see, ako naman kasi it's easy for me na madali akong makisama,
Mm.
you know, na kahit na hindi ko kilala, lalapitan ko rin, kakausapin ko rin, you know. Pero obviously, I make it clear to them na, hey, um, Taglish, just to let you know,
Right.
like my crooked English Tagalog at that time.
Oh.
Um,
Did you ever get
yung
shit for that? Like
sa
especially with the tricycle drivers? Na, uy, spoken in
no,
dollars or nag-English
no,
English or
no. No. I mean, hindi naman sa I didn't catch shit, you know, pero they understood most of what I was saying. And they were
mm,
telling me stories as well. I was like, because two of those guys, those tricycle drivers, were old friends of mine, basically. I grew up with them on Second Avenue. So,
mm.
and the rest of those other people, I guess they're friends, you know?
Mm.
So we were telling old stories from like when we were playing sipa
Mm. You know how to play
or
sipa?
oh hell yeah, baby, I was good at it. I'm not even
You
kidding,
you
yo.
you and me gotta get our sipa game going and
Hey, don't make me put on my Rambo slippers and turn it upside down. You know what I mean?
don't make me show you my magic kick, boy.
Oh,
Uh
that what
uh uh you wanna
you 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 don't have any of that.
uh,
Any of that, baby.
uh,
You don't have any of that. Yeah,
uh.
I'm telling you, man. Wala kang binatbat, pare. So, um, and then you do this, you're like, you know, you do that, then, then you,
Yeah.
um, yeah, and then we were like reminiscing about playing Sipa and playing Tex.
Yeah.
Remember that those little cardboard comic books? It's called Text. Is it Text or
Yeah.
Tex?
Tex Tex.
Yeah,
No T at the
yeah,
end,
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, we were like, oh man, I'm remembering that night. That was so awesome. The best part, I actually got so hammered that night. More hammered, more so than when I was out with that VIP club or whatever, right?
So more
These
fun,
guys,
more hammered.
yeah. So my friends, those tricycle drivers, actually passed out. Whatever. It's those other guys that I met,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
I was so drunk. They put me in the tricycle, drove me back to my hotel. I'm not kidding.
Your hotel.
They 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 drove me back to my hotel. This was we were in Second Avenue. My
Uh,
hotel was at the I think Mandarin Oriental at that time.
it sounds far.
Uh, somewhere in Greenbelt. I can't remember.
Yeah, that's far. If you're Second Avenue in Quezon City and then they took you all the way back to Greenbelt,
Yes, I'm not kidding. At like 4:30 in the morning.
that's at least
That's what I don't know how far that is,
I'm thinking that's at
but
least half an hour drive on a tricycle is what makes it fun.
yeah, they I was so drunk. They put me in the tricycle, right? They walked me all the way to my hotel room door, dropped me off, and left. I woke up. There was a note right next to me saying, "Oy pare, iniwan ka na namin."
That's
I don't
sweet.
know these people. Yeah. So I mean, I called my friends and then I gave like money to give to the other guys um for gas.
Yeah.
I felt
You,
bad, you know.
y- that's fun. You don't feel like
Yeah.
I guess it's stupid to ask, but I guess you didn't feel like you were taken advantage of because you were, uh, balikbayan and you had money and you got dollars. You were making it rain.
No, no, I didn't. That's the best. That's why I had so much more fun with them. I did not feel cheated or taken advantage of whatsoever. Plus, I kid you not, the whole night with the barbecue, even the guy with the peanuts
Mm,
cart.
mm,
You know, he's like frying peanuts right there and selling it.
mm.
Um, he like parked right next to us. He had a couple of drinks with us. The barbecue lady was just laughing and making fun of us singing karaoke in the middle of the street.
Mm.
Um, probably not more than $70. for that whole thing. I'm not even kidding. It was so dirt cheap.
Of course.
It was insane. So, and I had 100 times, 100-fold more fun. And the best part that I will never ever forget, I kid you not, like I said earlier, is watching that guy I'm talking to say, "Hold on, iihi lang ako." Gets up, literally turns around and takes a piss right there. Granted, he was nice enough that he turned around, but damn, I was like, that was pretty insane.
There was a
Anyway, I've been
time
rambling on.
I have one of the guys here at the house, took a piss by our gate one time, and I was like, bro, you could at least pour some water on it after, right? Because it's going to stink.
Right, right.
So
Oh,
I
well,
made
no, I
such an
take it
issue
back.
out of it.
So that guy actually, he took one of those melting. I remember what he did. The ice, those plastic ice packets, the melting one, and just cut it open and dumped it there. So
To
I mean,
dilute
he was
the
nice enough to do that.
the
Yeah.
smell of the piss. Real. Couple of quick stories on the stuff that you mentioned a while ago, though. Here in, well, not the entire Philippines, but in our neighborhood at least,
Ah,
I took a shot of this for the vlog, my super secret vlog the other day. There is this balut vendor. There's a couple of balut vendors in our little street here, or subdivision, or whatever you might call it. It's a quote unquote subdivision, but there's a gate, but anybody can go in and out. Anyway, um, balut vendor here is like so high tech now. There's this guy. So there's this one guy that does it traditionally. It's like balut, and he just keeps
yeah,
walking and then balut, right?
you're
I'm
right.
sure you're familiar with that. But to
Yeah,
my
yeah.
surprise, a couple of weeks ago, I caught this guy, which I took a video of just a couple of days ago. Guy's got speakers on. So he's speaking like really loud, or like it sounds like he's doing it really loud
What
without.
is he on a bike or something, or he's just walking around with a basket?
Right. So it's so high tech now that he's on a bike with a Bluetooth speaker, and
What?
then and then the audio must be coming from his cell phone, where he
Right.
recorded himself saying balut,
He looped it. He
and so
looped
it's
it.
just looped back and forth, balut, balut.
That's awesome.
It's genius, right? And then
That's awesome.
quick story about Jericho, real quick. I was in this mall called Power Plant Mall one time. I was at the bottom of the escalator. I was going down from, higher floor,
Yeah.
going down. And then I felt some kind of presence behind me. I turned around. At the top of the escalator was this really tall, beautiful man. And I was like, hey, that's Jericho Rosales. I was like,
Really?
but I don't know him from Adam and Eve, but I knew enough that he was a celebrity, and I was like, such beautiful bone structure. I had like that celebrity moment where I've just felt like a mere mortal and just
Right.
walked away, changed forever. Anyway, that was my Jericho Rosales moment, real quick.
Nice, nice.
But
Let's
I
cut
also,
this off. Let's get a
when we
new call in.
when we continue, I'll tell you about my sipa story.
Got it. Hey, I'll log in. I gotta get a refill real quick.
Hold on a second before
So,
we move on. I just wanted to be fair, like somewhere in the middle of this recording, in case I don't want to surprise anybody, but I just might take a quick dump. So if anything becomes awkward, you'll know why. So
nice. Thanks
a
for sharing, by the way. Appreciate it.
few weeks ago,
Visual.
I was privileged enough to have a client take me to Bataan, and we were in some uh, what do you call that? Low flung, or like underprivileged sort of neighborhood. So mga not squatter, but like people that were living in shanties. I'm not too sure if they're not they're informal settlers, but they have that place sort of designated for them. Anyway, there were a bunch of kids that were
Like
playing.
squatters?
Yeah,
Are they
and
called squatters?
not anymore. They're informal settlers, but they actually have a piece of land that's sort of dedicated to them, so that makes them not squatters or not informal settlers anymore. But that's
Okay.
not the point. The point is that
Okay.
they're like they were living in shanties, and but the point is that there were these kids playing, right? to get to the point of the story, these guys were playing sipa.
Mm.
And I haven't seen any kids playing sipa in a long time. These guys don't have any gadgets, right? So they're actually playing in the dirt, playing with stuff that they can touch, feel, and play with their hands. And lo and behold, they had sipa, and of course that caught my attention, and I had to raise not just one but two eyebrows, right? And I was like, like, give me, can I borrow your? I couldn't help myself. I had to, like, you know, get. I got my groove back on, and I was like, they were so amazed that there's this mestizo kid or
Who can
adult
play sipa?
that looks like their long lost uncle from somewhere. That strangely, first they thought that I was Korean, so that was strange enough that I was speaking to them in
It,
Tagalog.
it's light skin. That's why.
They thought that I was Korean, and I was like, "Uy, nagtatagalog ako ganyan." So I started talking to them, and then, like, pwede pahiram nung sipa, pasali naman ako, laro ako ng ganyan.
Right.
So it was a culture shock to them. They thought they saw this Korean speaking in Tagalog, and then number two was, here I am asking them if I can play sipa with them,
Right.
and to their surprise and to my surprise too, and I swear to God, it's been like 25, 30 years. No, maybe even more. Maybe I when I moved to San Francisco, of course I didn't play sipa anymore. So that was like 40 years. No, not 40. 30, 35 years.
About 30 years, 35 years, maybe.
And so I threw it up in the air. It landed on my foot. I kicked it up. It landed on my
Yeah.
foot again. I was so surprised that I still got it.
Wow. That's awesome. Doesn't that give you a good feeling though? You know?
Yeah, for about 10 seconds, and then I started losing my breath. Felt like throwing up. I tried to impress them with my magic kick, which I was making fun of a while ago. Missed it for
Right.
the first time. Tried it again. Missed it for the third time. Tried it like 10 times. Didn't hit it once. I was like, okay, I'm too old for this shit. I'm going home. Doesn't that leads me to my next question? Don't you feel old? Don't you feel so, like, winded after 10 seconds of playing sipa also? I was like,
It's quite
maybe it's time to start playing pool or some other less
something with less movement.
movement in my entire body. But my foot knew what to do. My brain knew exactly what to do.
Right.
My mind was still there, except my body was like,
I
that's
don't know
enough.
if I can still do that though. I haven't tried in a long time. See, now what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to make one tomorrow.
But you see what we're doing here, like, right? We're like Monday night quarterback or armchair quarterbacks. It's easy to talk
Right.
about it and reminisce about it.
And then actually when it comes to doing it, then
But when we turn off the microphones and the computer and get some sun outside,
I'll be damned, you know.
like, that's another
I
questionable.
told you, since this whole conversation about getting in shape and whatnot started, today especially. So on top of me doing my workouts, I've been working out with my daughter, practicing for softball because softball tryouts starts tomorrow.
Mm.
So the last couple of days we've been running, throwing the balls left and right, exerting your arms, your muscles and whatnot, swinging the bat,
I miss
running,
that.
like I said. And
I miss that.
I kid you not, I am so tired. I'm in pain. I was telling my wife last night too. It's the first time I think I've really felt my age. I'm
Hold on.
46 years old.
Hold on to that thought. But isn't it strange that you created this other human being that's on the other side of this field? I can throw the ball
Right.
to her and she will throw it back at me.
Right.
Isn't
I know.
that so strange?
And sometimes it is. It's like it's automatic, right? It's because I've always thought like you're gonna throw it. Is it gonna come back? Maybe. And then I'm kind of glad that it comes back. You know?
So how are you digesting this whole feeling of, I guess the word for the lack of a better term, is getting old? How are you
It's
taking it?
hard to say that I'm digesting it because sometimes I want to feel like I'm going to throw up.
But
I'm, s-
maybe it's
I'm,
just
s-
because we haven't been working out.
it's not that. I mean, as much as we want to use that as an excuse, it's not. Our body does not move the same way it used to move 5 years ago. You know, I'm 46. I'm literally creeping around half a century.
Whew.
I mean, I was like, like today. So my daughter hits all these balls out in the field, right? So I told her, go grab the balls behind you. I'll get the ones on the field. I start running. I start jogging towards the midfield. From the pitcher's mound to the second base is
Mm,
about 15 feet. I
mm,
stop. I take a look to make sure my daughter's not staring at me
mm.
because I was winded. I was so sore. My legs almost buckled. You know when you're so sore that you feel like it's gonna buckle and then you're just gonna tip over. That's how I felt like. I was I didn't care about if I'm gonna tip over and fall in the mud on my face. What I care about is my daughter laughing at me.
And
I had to
that's going to be etched in her brain for the rest of her life if she gets to see
thank
that.
God. Thank God she didn't see it. I had to double check, to see if she was peeking through. But no, I literally stopped a little bit. I did this and I started like slowing down on my run, because I was buckling my
Mm. Did you
and
start seeing stars or
no,
birds?
not yet, not yet. It was cold outside. Okay. It was like
Mm,
40 degrees or
mm.
whatever. But I felt like 1,000 degrees. I was burning. I was
It's not
so
it,
embarrassed.
it's not like it's the first time that we felt that winded, but it's just so strange to feel that winded so fast so soon though, right?
Well, because we're out of shape.
Yeah. But
Well, no, I
like you
take it back.
said,
No,
from the pitcher's mound.
15 feet.
Yeah.
15. 1
Yeah.
5.
Right.
Embarrassing. Embarrassing. I mean, I didn't know if I was going to stroke out or just throw up. You know,
Bro, this is
I didn't,
totally out of left field, but softball story. About 5, maybe 10 years ago, I got into this softball team back in Cebu when I was still, working at the call center there. For some reason, somebody came up with like a softball league or softball team. I was like, of course, I'm
right,
game. And right then and there, same story with the SIPA. I hadn't played softball in like 20 plus years since,
right,
I was really only like sporty and active back when I was in high school, when I was in San Francisco, South San Francisco. But as soon as I moved to the Philippines, it was all sort of all over the place. I was never really part of any
right,
sport or
right.
physical activity except when I was, doing taekwondo varsity team when I was in high school, college,
You
that
did
kind of stuff.
taekwondo? Really?
Yeah, just to get out of our OTC. But
Uh,
just we could talk about that. But the quick softball story that I just wanted to share was, so I was part of this team, and then we were playing this game, and I just remembered that feeling one time where I was playing shortstop. It was somebody hit a grounder, caught it with my glove. I saw
right,
the batter running towards first base, and it was just one of those, and again, it was just like 20 years ago, but it all sort of just stars all just aligned, and I just threw the perfect like throw to first base, and
right.
it just felt so good to be able to, and it was out, just made it, it was just a perfect no rush, sort
Mm,
of in the moment, sort of zen kind of pitch, because I mean pitch, throw, because when when you're in a hurry and that's when you kind of screw it up, and as I was picking up the ball from the ground, rolling towards me, and it was a quick grounder.
right.
It was a challenging catch, but because of the the years of experience that I've had playing baseball before. This was softball, by the way.
Ah,
I caught it, and then I was telling myself, relax, calm down. You're gonna fuck this up if you get so excited and so if you panic. So I held on to myself, and it all happened like in a split second, of course. But I was just so
yeah,
proud of
yeah.
myself that I was able to like hold it in and dude, when I threw it and the first base caught it,
First base, perfect out.
bro, I almost cried. I swear to God, I
Did you
was like
celebrate like a fool by yourself?
internally inside. Like of course,
Everybody was
everybody
like,
was like clapping because I made a perfect throw and it was out, and but I was
teammates just standing there, like, oh well, it's just one out.
no, but yeah, no, people were like, "Hey, good job," but like deep inside, I was like,
Yeah, that's
that
right.
was like 20 years all like coming together in like one 200th of a second moment. And until now,
It is a good feeling, though. It is a
it's
good feeling.
it's still almost making me cry right now. Yeah, yeah. Like when I'm thinking of something that, like to make me proud or to make myself
Yeah,
feel good, like think about all the achievements that you've done. It was that perfect throw from shortstop to first
right,
base. I
right.
was like,
I had, it's like one of those feelings where a feeling of accomplishment and triumph. You know what I mean? That throw that you did to first base, that's how I equate it as a feeling that you're getting, just like I had a similar feeling or situational experience that happened to me like that maybe 3 years ago. So I coached a basketball team over in my neighborhood,
mm,
it's one of those like eighth grade freshman bars basketball teams, basketball league, right?
mm.
So I was a rookie coach, but I've
No, no,
always
no.
prided myself
Sorry,
as a
sorry.
pretty decent. Sorry, go ahead.
Just a second. My assistant and I here are having a quick misunderstanding. Hold on a second. Thank you. No, I was asking for a shirt because my like snot is starting to. Go
Oh,
ahead.
come on, man.
Please continue while I wipe my nose off camera.
Oh, what?
So last time we had family and friends just walking in and out of the podcast. Now we're sabotaging ourselves. No, because
It's ridiculous.
I didn't turn on
I
the
don't,
AC
I don't know.
anymore, and for some reason my nose is running while we're doing this thing. I'm sitting here listening to you, and like I said, I was almost like at the edge of tears already. So
Anyway, come on, man. You know what? We got sidetracked here. All as always, we're always going off tangent, off topic. Talk. That is, Aria, my youngest, the
mm,
2-year-old. Her fascination right now, I kid you not,
I thought
is
her name
picking
was
her nose.
I thought her
Yeah.
name was JoJo.
No, it's Aria Joe. Her nickname
Ah,
is Aria or Jojo.
got it.
But
So her
yeah,
fascination now is picking her nose. Is it like the treasure that she finds in there? What is it about?
yeah. last last night we were laying in bed. She was just sitting next to me like this, right? She's watching her video. I kid you not. This is what she does. I was like, what? What? She was like, oh, it's so big. And that was the grossest thing ever because it was pretty big.
I had a similar
And
situation with my son, and then he had it on his finger, and then I was like, "Go taste it," and he goes,
oh,
"Look," he goes like this, and I was like,
uh,
"No, I was just joking," and he really does.
did he actually do it?
And I was like, "What? How is it? Is it salty? How did it taste like?" And he was like, "Yeah, it needs a little salt." But yeah, he was also
But my
like
daughter, it's like she
3.
does this thing where instead she's like, ew, ew. But instead of like wiping it on whatever, she'll like wipe it on either me or anybody for whatever reason. She's just like, ew, dada. I was like, come on, man.
She's
I
two.
was like, give me a...
Give her a break.
Anyway,
She's two.
yeah, but she's two, exact. Yeah. Although one of my kids, I'm not gonna name names or whatnot, but
Incriminate. Yeah.
yeah, one of them at the age of 11, I caught eating their
Eating. Eating what? Eating their
their
booger.
booger. Yeah.
And
I
then
was- What do you mean? And then it's gross. What the fuck?
that's exactly
Seriously.
what I was just saying about my kid. I told him to eat it.
At 11,
Oh, I missed that part.
no. At 11, no. We were watching TV. Again, I'm not gonna say who. Watching TV, right? The crazy thing is, I could have told them to stop, but I was so intrigued if they were going to do it or not. I didn't say anything. I literally watched them, like, look at it. Oh, oh,
That's the
you
that's
know?
the, that's so, what that's I think that's what's so beautiful about that sort of age range, right? That they're between being
11.
he or she is that kid is between being curious and genius, and that fine line between that and being stupid
Right,
and ridiculous. They're trying to sort of navigate between being stupid and being a genius and being curious about the world
Right.
and
I don't
disgusting.
know how it is with you being a kid and whatnot, but with me, yeah, we were poor, but we weren't gross. I've seen again. I'm not gonna incriminate any of them. One of them literally scratched her ass, smell it, and rub their eye. I was like, come on. I mean, like, and again, on the couch while watching TV, pretending like there's nobody else around them. When it's obvious, I'm sitting right next to them. Like literally.
Well, at
As
least
a
you could,
visual, I just pretended like to scratch my ass, sniff my hand, and then rub my eye.
at least you could say your
That's
kids
awesome.
your kids are comfortable with you.
Again, I don't think they know that I saw. I don't think they know. Because again, Father of the Year here. I could have said something, but I
But
literally watched it in process.
that's the whole idea. Keep doing that. At least you have ammunition for them once they turn into teenagers and start throwing shit at you. You have some
Should have
ammunition.
recorded it. I don't know why I didn't record it.
That's right, but you have some ammunition to throw at them when they start dating or start philosophizing
Well,
life with you or whatever, and you're like, hey,
you know what?
I saw you wipe your ass and
This
smell
is
your finger.
I'm literally picking up my son and throwing him under the bus.
Right.
Literally. Like
Right.
by the back of his neck, like a lechon, sticking my hand up his butt and just tossing him under the bus.
And
You know? I
and
mean,
putting it in reverse and then rolling back again.
exactly. Yes. Yes.
Well,
You see?
maybe I'm putting it the wrong way, but what I'm just trying to say is just to be honest with maybe the both of them. Maybe sit the both of them down. I don't know. Like that's for me.
You know how awkward that conversation would be to have both for your daughter and your son right there?
Oh,
That's horrible.
like I said,
Horrible advice.
what do
Show
I know?
title. Show title.
Horrible
Noel
advice.
gives bad advice. Noel gives horrible
Of course,
parental
of course,
advice.
it helps if you put my name on the title. Thank you.
Like, of
Thank you.
course.
It's like a celebrity name.
Um,
how about if you want to get views or clicks, why don't we put Jericho Rosales gives horrible advice? Why don't we start with that?
that's just the worst. That's
Cl-
okay.
click
I'll blame it on you.
clickbait and misleading. Let's start that
Right.
way.
No,
But
but
just I
I
guess
don't know.
my whole parenting philosophy is just as much as possible
Let it
just
be.
to be no, not let it be. That's even worse. Just to be honest and let them know your vulnerabilities and your confusion and how you also don't
I
know what
don't.
you're doing as a parent.
Well, I don't think you understand because you can't. In this particular case, I actually don't. I actually think you can't be too honest
Well, that's
because
true.
if I'm too honest about it, it's gonna come out as being too unfair,
So
right?
what's your plan?
So when two people are having conversations and the other vents, it's usually the other person's job to give advice about it. Is that the best advice you can give me? Like, what's your plan? Maybe you should just be honest about it.
That's what my therapist does. I rant to her for about 45 minutes and then she says, "So, what do you think is the right thing to do about your
Oh
problem?"
shit! Go get your money back. Get a
Exactly.
refund. Like
Exactly.
a fucked up therapist, man. Where did she get her degree at? Apple?
It's like I'm paying you $20 to you know, come to think of it, kidding aside, it's like 20 no,
I
actually it's
didn't
about
agree to kidding aside. You can't say kidding aside.
no, I was just thinking
Anyway, go
about
ahead.
rates for the therapist. I was just thinking that it's the same here as it is there, I think. I'm not
No,
sure.
it's fucking expensive here. It's probably about, whew, I'd say about between 75 to 150 an hour.
Oh, I was looking at online rates. It's like about half of that.
Yeah, it's about 75 to 150 an hour.
Yeah.
And that's a
That's
crappy one. That's
fun.
like the
It's funny though because I was trying to make appointments lately and it like 75 if you're talking about your rates of $75, I was thinking I want to get my money's worth and do it like face to face, but on second thought, they're not going to do face to face without masks on. So if you're going to do face to face, but you both have masks, I could barely talk, hardly breathe, and I can't see the other person's. You know what I mean? It's like it just doesn't make
right.
sense. So if you do it like online, maybe
It's not going to work out. It's I mean, actually, if you do it online, it's the same thing. It might be even better
yeah,
because
yeah.
if you're online, it doesn't matter if you're looking at each other or whatever. Knowing the fact that you're physically not with them allows you to open up more.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's kind of.
absolutely.
I was kind of hoping I'd get a free hug or
Oh,
some. Anyway, let's see. Let's see if we can wrap this up already. How do we? How do you plan to go about? No, it's a serious question. How do you plan to go about it?
I don't know. I mean, I cannot, as much as I want to be fair about it, I really don't know. I mean, I can't. I mean, I honestly am thinking about trying to renew my uh, gun permit. I'm not I'm not joking. I used to have a gun. I used to have a permit.
What kind of gun though? Kind of
I used to have a 45.
it's huge. I thought you'd have
Yeah.
like a Glock or something
No, 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 no.
like a
No. It
little.
was a 45. Was it a 45? No, I take it back. No, I only had a small one, and 9 millimeter is what I had. It was a small one
Why'd you think of the 45
because the last gun that I shot was a 45 at a shooting range.
for fun?
That was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. Now I had a um the 9 millimeter. That was
Yeah.
the same gun that I had. It was a small one. But it I think it would have done the job if I needed to. You know what I mean? But no, I don't know. I'm a little, but yeah, that's what's gonna happen with my daughter. Anyway, listen,
I can
let
imagine
me
you saying,
segue a little bit here.
I can imagine you saying, "Hey, invite him over. Come over. Have a couple of drinks. Inuman tayo."
You know, I don't know what it is with me. Okay, my kids always tell me that their friends are scared of me or intimidated.
Mm.
I don't know why. Um, I think it's okay. There's an ongoing issue. I've kind of been rambling on for the past hour. I
I'll
apologize.
I'll tell you why though, because your smile for your friends is more than $20.
Oh, god
So
damn it, dude!
so
That's
expensive.
so
But
shocks.
but if you give them the right, if they give you the right kind of whiskey,
Oh yeah, it works. I think that's what's it's my conversation juice right there.
no,
I
it's
don't know.
just
I haven't drank
I
in a
don't know
while.
if you misunderstood what I said, but I'm just saying that you have you I think you have this, and same with me. Like there's this aura of like being serious,
Yeah.
but what once you get the once you once kung sa Tagalog kung nahanap yung kiliti, once they find your sweet spot or once they find where they can tickle you,
Mm,
you know, you're all over the place. Hey,
yeah.
speaking of something funny, real quick, I just and I know you also had something that you wanted to say, real quick. I forgot to mention about my sipa kids in Bataan story a while ago.
Oh yeah.
So I was getting really frustrated with myself that I couldn't get the magic kick going. I had to roll up my pants. So they were amazed and thought that I was.
Oh,
They were so amazed and thought that I was
like a
Korean.
pro,
I rolled up my
right?
pants and they were like, "Whoa, it's so white."
You mean your legs?
Yeah, they're like, "Ang puti ah." Wow.
Wow.
So they were
Ay,
amazed at
mulato.
how Korean I am with my face and my arms, and then when I roll up my
That's
pants,
awesome.
I look like Caucasian or not Chinese, but just really like glowing white. I just haven't had enough sun down there for the longest time. Down there on my legs, on my calves.
Okay, yeah, we
Sorry.
were hoping you'd say that. Hmm.
I think you have this. And same with me. Like there's this aura of like being serious.
This seems to be an ongoing occurrence to me as well. But to be quite honest, it makes me look like an absolute asshole. Full disclosure. So when I go out, or any of you know my family, whatever, when we all go out, so I kid you not, we could be walking into a crowd, and people will make way. Like, it feels like way is being paved into and cleared for me. You know, like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my demeanor, the way I look. Um,
You walk like a thug.
I know, but people have told me that I have like a bad aura, or like a it like, oh shit, intimidation kind of process
You
type of
look
thing. You know what I mean?
do you look like you're
Like,
wearing like a big parka with a shotgun inside or something like that?
yeah,
Or
right.
or
I mean, it looks like
are you
they're literally getting out of my way.
are you still walking around with your pants
No,
sagging down like way
no,
below your
God,
ass?
no, no, never, never,
Maybe
never.
they're stepping back because you look like you're from the 90s. You're like,
I don't
"Whoa."
know. No. I'm not kidding. What it is, my kids tell me like, okay. So I'm gonna walk into a room full of like guys who are bigger than me, who are probably whatever, but they'll look at me like, and like, get out of my way. I'm not even saying anything. They're the ones that are giving way to me.
These are guys about
You
your
know,
age or younger.
these are all all ages, young or old. I guess when I walk, I project like an asshole vibe. Apparently,
Maybe it's the bouncer posture that you got going on. You know, you got the dad bod,
no, shut up.
best dad bod.
No, I don't know what it is. Even my kids' friends are scared of me. And these kids are like bigger than me,
Let's flip it
but
around.
apparently they're
Let's
scared of me.
flip it around. How does it feel when you walk into a room? Do you feel like you own the room?
No, no. I
How's it?
mean, no,
How? What goes through your head when you meet these people?
nothing. Like for example, I'm heading in a room towards the bathroom. The only thing that's going into my head is I gotta go pee. But these guys are exactly like if you're walking towards me and you're me supposedly, right? This is what these guys are doing. So they're looking at me, they're just walking and they're looking to my eye like they'll get out of the way for me. They'll move exactly. They're like, oh, sorry. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Excuse me. I'm so sorry.
Maybe
You
you're
know,
walking
like
into a Filipino room or a bunch of Asians.
I don't know what it is, dude. It's they find me intimidating.
How tall are you?
5'6".
So am I.
I am not a big guy. Huh?
So am I. 6.5, if you want to be fair.
Whatever. I'm probably shorter than you. I don't care. Doesn't matter. You know.
I remember in high
And
school, your hair was taller than me, though. That's what made you much taller than me. You know, with the
yeah, I
with
think we
the
were pretty much the same height back then. It's
no, but
just
with
like you said, my hair.
right, yeah, the gelled up hair made you a little taller.
Right. Right. But my point is,
Isn't that a good thing, though?
it's
Isn't that a good thing that you're walking in there
I
with?
don't know. I
ta-
don't think so because it feels like I'm being an asshole. Apparently, I have a bitch face. Like I'm a pissed off guy all the time. That's what it looks like from these people.
I can
You know
feel
what I
the
mean? Like,
hurt
look,
and the
this is
worry.
what they see. This is what they see. Okay, that's what they see right there. Making it, they think that I'm like some kind of yeah, a line right there, like a just like somebody who's like a mean person. Apparently,
Yeah,
that's why I project. Suppose.
right. So a thug.
Yeah, I guess. But a thug that's wearing a suit sometimes? Come on, man. Well, I guess that's possible. But I don't know. It makes me feel uncomfortable. You know? Like there was this one time, maybe last week, I told my wife this story because I was feeling sad for myself.
I know what it is. Maybe because you parked your Jeep Gladiator in the back or in the parking lot. They saw that. They saw you walking in, and they're already intimidated just from the parking lot.
No, no, dude, not even, not even. Hold on one sec. Hold on. It's not that. It's yeah, I don't know how to put it, you know. I mean, I kid you not. These guys are like okay, so like I was telling you last week, I had to tell my wife this story because I was feeling a little sad. I made it, I was in line at a store, okay? I made it a point to talk to this guy who's a little bit bigger than me. I was being nice to him and whatnot. I mean, I saw him being nice to somebody else, but when it came to me, I mean, he made it seem like I'm about to jack him for like $20 or something. And he was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah." And then he just walked off. I don't know if I have a negative aura or something,
Do you smile? Do you crack
but
jokes?
of course, I think I'm a very funny person sometimes. Um, I don't know what it is, but apparently I project a very intimidating or an intimidating aura to these people or whatever. Like my I kid you not, my son's or my daughter's friends, both of them, they're friends. They're scared of me. I'm being known in the neighborhood here as the scary dad.
Do they
Like
have?
mean.
Is this an observation that you've had, or your kids have brought it up to you?
No, everybody's brought it up to me. My wife, my kids,
What
they're
are they?
like saying like, yeah, it's like people are like scared of you.
What do they
Why
say?
are people scared of me? My son just told me to the other day or today. Yeah, we were, my friends are scared of you.
Hey,
They find you
is that how your
intimidating.
son talks?
Uh, oh, let me talk like a 17-year-old. Yeah, yeah, dude. You know, uh,
Hey, Dad.
no. Hey, Dad.
Why do I
Uh,
sound like SpongeBob, Dad?
hey, bro. Uh, so one of my kids' friends today rode back home with us, from school. His name is Fong, Vietnamese kid. He's the ghetto Vietnamese kid that I've ever met. I mean, if I close my eyes and I talk to him, it would not to be whatever racist or anything, but I would think I was talking to a black guy.
Oh, ghetto.
That's
Like, does he sound like
like ghetto.
hardcore? Like,
No, it's
yo, bro.
like yeah, yeah. I mean, he's like yeah, 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 yeah. I know. You remember, psst, boy,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of stuff. That's
So,
all he does. Yeah.
yeah. So, is he acting hard? You mean? Like, yeah, boy.
I mean, he's not like his mannerisms isn't like that or anything, but it's just the way he talks. It's just like, oh man, remember that? Yeah, for real. What? Like, do you know more words? I mean, I didn't say that. Don't get me wrong. Fong, his name is Fong. I know you're probably going to end up watching this or finding this podcast, but you're a good kid. I like you.
Yeah, well, like we said a while ago, they're in between being a genius and stupid somewhere, and they're trying to manage and navigate, balance. It's a balancing act that
Yeah.
they're trying to
Yes.
figure out. So, and one of the easiest ways to, find your footing is to latch on to somebody else's. He probably picked that up from somewhere, just trying to see if it fits.
Can I bring something up real quick too?
Please.
So this is my son's friend, Fong. Okay. Like I said, Vietnamese kid, 16 years old, ghetto as hell, right? Cool kid, very nice, respectful.
But when you say
But
ghetto, sorry, so I just want to get the context correct. So when you say
when he
ghetto,
talks, he's ghetto.
it's not like he's acting like uncivilized or poor or
No, it's just grammar, his language. It's ghetto, like the
ghetto
way he
as
talks.
in like lower
Like,
language level,
yeah,
like just like yo
for real,
yo just
yo,
yo.
for real. No, man, I remember that one time, bro. It's like,
So not very eloquent, not very
no,
choosy with different words. It's like using the
no,
same words to describe different things.
ebonics.
What
That's what
happened?
it is. No, so anyway, good kid. Love the kid. He's funny. He's a great kid. He's respectful. Kind of fucking annoys the shit out of me on how he will like heart tag whatever on my freaking wife's Instagram posts. He's like or TikToks, It's like my wife's number one fan. He's like liking everything she does. I don't even do that to my own wife. And it's annoying.
Maybe he's
Anyway,
making the moves.
right? I don't know. Right.
Or maybe he's trying to play up against you because he knows that like you have to, like he's trying to match up to your. Maybe he's trying to match up to your ghetto-ness.
I could be ghetto if I want to, but actually, I used to once upon a time.
But
Depends on who I talk to.
with the agenda of hearting and liking and you know clicking on your wife's posts.
That's just a bit weird to me. It's a bit too much. Like
It's
out of nowhere,
trying to make
you're good.
friends.
Really. friends. That's what you're gonna tell me. That's the best you can give me.
I can only imagine he's trying to find his right footing and see where whatever works.
Anyway. Hey man, we've been on this for like what, an hour and 15 minutes.
Don't remind me.
I've been yapping all night long. What's going on with you?
Oh, we're gonna go down to that, huh?
Yeah.
So the past week,
What's going on?
we're recording this now on a Sunday. Starting
Yeah.
Monday, we did that physical challenge commitment to working out, getting rid of lethargy, which was the whole point of the whole thing.
I don't think that's a word.
Lethargy,
Lethargic.
lethargic. I'm trying to stop feeling lethargic. You joined me in
Uh-huh.
the physical challenge to get to start working out again. I got into it
Right.
with the easiest, lowest workout possible that I could find online with this workout at home app. So I'm able to say that I've been able to work out every day, like 3 minutes, 5 minutes workout every day, like nothing to complain about. But I try to add a little Thank you. I try to add a little challenge to it by, doing the workout outside as much as possible, out like in the parking lot about half a kilometer away, 10, 15 minutes walk.
Under the scorching heat.
Not on purpose, but only because I've been waking up at lunchtime the past week.
Jesus. Must be nice.
So
Must be nice.
I'm happy to say that I've been able to do the workouts every day, even last night, so that I could brag about it. Way before midnight, I was able to do the workout so that I could talk about it the next day, like today, and say that I've been able to do the workouts. But added to my challenges, I wanted to make a video every day. I haven't been able to do the uploads. So workouts like 100%, uploads I'm failing at 50%. Or
Yes,
not
because
even
even on
like
your own show, you couldn't even upload it.
30%. Yeah. So it's been both to answer your question how I've been physically positive wise, I feel like I'm shaking
Yeah,
off the
how do you feel?
shaking off the cobwebs. Yeah, feeling old, like I was mentioning a while ago, feeling old, but at the same time, it's nice to get the body moving again.
Right.
But in terms of being consistent and managing my time, of course, I feel screwed up, such a failure. But that's the whole thing. I mean, I'm trying to get my wheels turning again, try to get this party off the ground, try to get
Right,
this
right.
this project off the ground, so to speak. So I
That's
feel like
that's good that you've been consistent, you know what
I'm
I mean?
trying to be, but like I said, it's been a sort of a wobbly start. That's
Right.
but again, wobbly wheels turning versus just an
Wobbly and giving up.
yeah like a old car in the garage gathering dust.
Oh.
So needs a bit of fixing and tweaking, but better than doing nothing really.
Right,
Does
right,
that
right,
answer your
right.
question? What about you?
Yeah, no,
What
absolutely. I've been kind of going overboard with it. So we
too
started
hard,
Monday.
too soon,
Yeah.
too
Well,
fast?
so I had yesterday and today off. Well, today semi off. Yesterday semi off. Like like I said the other day, I've been getting up quite early and I've been doing it on my own time right before I get ready for work, right? So
Good for you.
what on top of that, I've also been having afternoon sessions with my daughter, working out, getting ready and preparing for softball tryouts. Although yesterday and today was actually a day off for my morning routine. Um, but I still did the afternoon with my daughter's practice for, training for the softball tryouts and whatnot. Um, yeah, no, it sucks. I'm in pain. Like I said today, every muscle in my body was aching. I was running towards the ball. Like I said, I had to stop turn around to make sure my daughter wasn't looking at me because my knees were buckling.
I
I'm not kidding. I almost felt like I was gonna tip over and fall into the mud, you know. But that's not what I was worried about. I was worried about my sister's. Well, I mean, my daughter seeing me. I was
how
more
it's
embarrassed about that.
how it's going to look. But that's the thing, though. I've been trying to do this for the past at least couple of years, 3, 4, 5 years, and
Right.
miserably failing at it. And of course, I've been just been doing it by myself. But it's a secret sort of commitment that I've been trying to get around to, which is the reason why I chose the weakest, easiest 2, 3 minute workout that I could find, because I'm not in it for the load. I'm in it for the consistency. And so, just to try to make it more consistent, I'm trying to make it as easy as I could. Hence
Right.
the reason why I went all the way down. Because I also try to do what you were doing, where it's like all like, I'm going to make up for all the years that I've missed. Trying to get back into shape again. So
Right. Right. I mean,
through the years, I've been losing that voice and starting to say, okay, I'm going to get back into shape as much as I can.
y- my motivation right now is look at you. All right, you are so skinny and like I mean your face, right? It's
That's
like this.
because of all the stress.
Oh, mine. I used to be my face used to be like that with the job, but now my face is so round because I've gotten so fat and so lethargic and out of shape, and I want it back. So now has been motivation, but the biggest motivation for me is my daughter, my kids, I mean, I gotta keep up with my kids,
You
but
said
at
you
the same
mentioned
time,
you
huh?
mentioned you're 5'6". What's your weight again?
I'm 5'6". I'm about 152.
That's about the right weight range, right?
No, for me I should be about 130, 135.
I think I'm at 160 right now, if I'm not mistaken. I'll check.
Get the hell out of here. Really?
You said 5'6", 152?
150, 152. Yeah.
Yeah, because
You're 160?
I could be wrong.
Where?
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'll check it another time.
Okay.
But yeah, you're saying that your motivation is your daughter.
My motivations right now are my kids. I got to keep up with my kids, I mean, honestly, I just want to be around longer, not to bring this, bring the whole thing down pretty heavy, but I don't want to croak. I want to
Yeah.
be around longer.
Yeah, mortality starts to creep up on you, right? That thought, the idea of
It's
how
not for me. I don't want to be around for me. I want to be around for them, especially my youngest.
my motivation. It's pretty similar to yours, but when I visit and my son goes, "Dad, why you always come here to sleep?"
Right.
Damn it.
Right, right.
And he's right, because
Dad.
it's like an hour and a half drive, and by the time I get there, haven't really had breakfast, so I have breakfast now. But after my breakfast, I meet up with him, and I'm like, I just want to like lay down on a couch just a little bit.
What time do you go to bed?
About on a good day, like 9, 10, 11. On a bad day, I used to
Why
go to
so
bed like
early?
1, 2, 3, because I try to wake up at 4, 5, 6
Why so early?
to get a head start. Because like
It's still dark outside if that's the case. And plus, if that's the case, why do I have to call you to wake you up every
oh
single time?
no, because when you call me, I just visited, so I'm still tired from the day before. So I'm sort of trying to make up for the
Yeah, I
late night
guess.
or whatever. It's just, yeah. I'm trying. That's the thing. I'm trying. There's my ideal schedule, which I'm pretty good at it at 60, 70, 80% of the time. And then there's my real screwed up schedule where I'm trying to get away from it, where I'm sleeping at 1, 2, 3 in the morning, and then I'm waking up at like 9, 10, 11, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So
Well,
there's
the last couple of nights you've been sleeping quite late, right?
Yeah, my sleep is half as bad as it used to be. I'm almost managing it better, much better now because of all the stuff that
Right.
I'm scheduled to do. I'm okay or I'm good when I'm scheduled to meet up with other people, but it's when my whole calendar is free that it starts to.
That's always the case because you're never doing anything. You know what I mean? That's always the case. That's normal because you're one, not motivated. Two, you wouldn't care much because why would you? There's not much to do. Procrastination, right?
What's your problem?
Nothing. I'm just saying, I mean,
It's
I
true
thought we
though.
were like
It's
talking.
true, right? I mean, it's true what you're saying. I'm just making fun of it. It's true what you're saying, but on the flip side, I wanna be able to do it even without that accountability, which is already what I'm doing now. I had to give into it, but I just want to have that pride to be able to say that I did it even without because I didn't without a race that I was preparing for or without somebody that I'm meeting up with. It's like, why do you wake up
Right.
at 4, 5, 6 in the morning? Because that's what I want to. No, but to answer your question, also why I do it because at 4, 5, 6, like there's nobody that's bothering me. Once, you know,
Who's bothering you right now? Don't
just
don't say it. Don't say it. She's right there.
no, no,
She's
no,
gonna
no.
hear you.
It's not even that. There's like you know the manlalako. There's no balot, but there's gulay. There's
What?
basura. There's the garbage man that's coming in at 6, 7 in the morning. I don't want to get.
You know what I heard? I just heard a bunch of excuses right there. A bunch of bullshit
No,
excuses is all I heard.
you asked me the question why I'm trying to wake up in the morning much earlier before the sun
Right.
rises
And
because
then
I'm.
you said
Those
you
aren't
don't want to be
excuses.
bothered. By
Those
what? Bothered by what? Those people?
noise.
Everyday people?
Yeah,
Everyday noises that happens. You don't want to be bothered by that.
I'm
I
not
don't
live.
get it.
I'm not.
Honestly, I
I'm
don't.
not living in a gated subdivision where everything's monitored and quiet, and or a condo where you're not supposed to make noise out in the hallway.
What a snob. What a snob.
And that's
It's
what I heard
it's
from YouTube. You want to be successful. You wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So that's what I'm trying to do.
okay. You should have just said that from the beginning. Instead of like, oh, I don't want to be bothered by that noise of like the balloon, a penoy.
It's true though. But no, I just want to gain more. I just want to do it.
Notoriety.
No, and plus, when I've been having these shootings, these call times have been 4, 5 in the morning also. So I want to have a regular schedule. I don't want to have to adjust and wake up really really early for the shoots.
Right.
I want to wake up normally like that, and I've been trying to do it for a long time already. And so
Right. Right.
lately, I've
Well, I
been
mean, you deserve it. I mean, you've been working hard, getting up early and whatnot during your shoots for the last couple of weeks. You deserve it. That's okay.
no,
Yeah.
but to answer, to be more honest with your question, the real write down answer to why I want to wake up early because I've been really waking up late, and I just want to. I don't like it. It's not working for me.
Right.
Sleeping
No,
at
I know what you mean. I mean,
3, 4, 5 in the morning just because I have nothing better to do the next day. It screws up with
watching
your
Netflix.
self confidence. You know, doesn't feel good. And then when you're on a podcast and your friend asks you what time you sleep or wake up, it's shitty to answer the I sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning and I wake up on the 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
I don't
Right.
want to lie about it.
Well,
I want to give you the answer that's for real.
yeah,
I want to
it
be able
better
to
be
give you an
real.
answer that I'm proud of. So there.
Right. Well, that's nearly impossible because we will never always be able to answer with something we're proud of. Not all the time.
Well, we could try. That's the whole idea, to try it, right?
Yeah.
So with
All
that,
right.
the overall arcing thing about that then is I want to be able to say that to my son, like, "Hey, I was able to do it. So can you."
Exactly. But the goal there is not being able to say that. The goal there is being able to say that and have him respond to you in Tagalog, right?
Galing. Daddy,
Right.
galing.
Galing,
Ayos.
no? Galing.
And they say, Daddy, ayos.
All right.
Ayos ka.
I guess that's the end of it right now. So,
You're my
well,
hero, Dad.
another episodes in the book. Two and a half glasses down the drain. I'm actually gonna have a couple more glasses since I haven't had a drink in so long. And my wife gave me the "it's okay" nod to drink tonight. So
Careful. Careful.
yeah.
Are you on
Anyway,
are you on
well,
rest day
thanks for
tomorrow?
listening.
Hold on. Are you on rest day
Oh
tomorrow?
hell! Oh no! I don't have. We don't have. Tomorrow is actually tryouts, but not until 3 o'clock.
No, so you're not working out?
So we're good.
You're not working
Yeah,
out?
tomorrow morning I'm not. Monday.
Oh, so you're off tomorrow. You're on rest day tomorrow in terms of working out.
Right. Oh no, in terms of no, I'm actually working out tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday. Yeah. No, I'm working out tomorrow morning. But fuck
Listen,
it. I'm still
I
drinking.
I know that you're trying to say goodbye already and trying to wrap things up, but
No, it's fine. I'm
can
okay.
can I ask you about your workout?
Yeah.
And I know you said you're lifting weights and then you're doing like one body group at a time, one muscle group at a time, right? So
Right.
arms, back,
Right.
legs, like all in
Right.
separate days.
Correct.
But are you doing, there's like different, like, are you tapering? Is it like a reverse pyramid? What kind of sets are you doing?
No, I just have a random set that it's not a random set. I have a specific set that I do. I do um 8 reps. No, I'm sorry. 4 reps of 12 is what I do. So basically, it depends on what I'm doing, right? So I've got that little mini Olympic machine that I use. So
Mm,
I could be doing a arm bar,
mm,
which you do 4 sets of 12, right?
mm,
Or in the
mm,
back. But the main thing is I don't need to gain mass. I just
mm,
need to shape. That's it.
mm.
I'm not trying to get bigger. I'm not trying to like get a 6 pack or anything like that because it's not gonna happen. But I do want it gone, like the gut. I'm just trying to shape up,
So
basically.
if you're trying to get rid of the gut, though, doesn't that fall back down to diet and not the weights?
Yeah. I mean, I've cut down on my food, not much, but I'm burning more calories.
I mean,
Does
more
that make sense?
specifically, the rice. You guys eat a lot of rice being a Filipino family in the States?
Not anymore. Not anymore. A lot of sandwiches, pasta, rice, not much because there's too much carbs in rice. Way more than pasta. You know what I mean?
So what's the ranking in terms
I've
of
switched off
so
from
rice and then is it bread or pasta? That's next to rice.
either or.
They're
Um,
about the same.
I think it's rice,
Mm.
pasta, bread.
Mm, mm,
You know,
mm,
we've been doing more of the pasta and the bread
mm,
as
mm.
opposed to the rice.
So
Also,
the challenge for you is not like mine where it's I'm trying to fight through making it consistent. Yours is really trying to reach that weight.
yeah, yeah. The mine's a lot more difficult than to be not to be a jerk or anything,
Mm, mm,
but
mm.
mine requires a lot more discipline, I guess, if you want to put it that way.
How so?
Kasi I
What
have no choice but to,
no, but what
you
makes it
know.
challenging in terms of discipline for you?
Well, you gotta have the discipline to be able to say no. Us being Filipinos, Asians,
Mm,
do you know how hard it is to say no to rice?
mm, mm,
I'm just saying. Breakfast alone, you can sit there and eat your bread and whatnot for
mm,
breakfast, but that's not regular for me. Regular breakfast for me is eggs, rice, hot dog, or spam, or longanisa or corned beef.
Yeah.
You know,
So the challenge in discipline for you
I've cut
then
down on a lot of that.
is on the diet, is on the rice. It's not the lifting weight. It's not the workout. It's not the sweating part.
It's all of it. It's all of it.
Do you ever
The
have to?
consistency of being able to say, I want to eat less rice. I got to work out. I got to do this. I got to do that.
Are you
Yada, yada, yada.
having
The
motivational
consistency is hard.
challenges in putting your shoes on to go down to the basement and work out?
Yeah. As soon as I open my eyes, I look at my daughter next to me.
No, but do you have
That's it.
motivational challenges? Like, do you have to like drag yourself out of bed, or are you
All the time.
you
All
s-
all the time.
do you spring out and like, whoa, we're gonna go
No.
work out?
No. No. It's a struggle. My eyes open at 4:55. I kid you not. Between 4:30 and 4:45 and 4:55.
What's the
That
struggle?
doesn't mean I'm getting up. The struggle is, do I want to get up? Do I want to do it? I want to sleep more, you know? That's the struggle. Do you know how hard it is? But then again, I roll over, I look at my left, and I see my daughter. I got to tell myself, listen, you want to be able to walk her down the aisle.
Where are
That's
you
just
at?
the truth.
It's been a week. Where are you at in terms of your success rate? I mean, I told you about my videos and then the
Not
workout.
as successful. I mean, the work is being done, but not as productive as I would like.
Right.
It's a slow progression,
No, but
you
you're
know?
talking about results.
But
You're talking about
yes,
results, but in terms of action and in terms of actually doing it, like
oh, I'm in schedule. I've done it what? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, no, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
you're on schedule, yeah.
Thursday. So that's 5 days. I took
Yeah,
Friday and Saturday off, and then I back tomorrow, and then
right.
all the way through Friday again. Friday, Saturday is my off.
So unsurprisingly,
I
and
gotta do it, man.
obviously, you've been at it for a week now. Just for the record, you're 5'6".
Right.
You checked in at 152
Yeah.
on
$152.
when you started the week, and obviously
Clocked in at $152.
you're probably still at 152 now. No
Yes.
changes expected yet. But in terms of
I
actually
am moving a little bit quicker.
doing the work, you're on schedule.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. What would you give
I think
what
so. Yeah.
grade would you
Definitely.
give yourself then?
A B. I'd say a strong B.
In
I would
terms
give
of
myself a strong B.
effort?
Uh, in terms of effort and results and continuity, you know what I mean?
Mm.
I'd give myself a B so far. If I'm just being completely honest, yes. Would I like it to be more? Absolutely. I don't think I'm exerting myself too much or enough. I'm
Now,
just not.
because I haven't been able to up.
Honestly, sa totoo lang, I'm doing
Mm.
all of this because I want to be there for my daughter. That's it.
Yeah.
I My dad passed away in 2018. I almost practically saw him pass away in front of me. 2 days
Oh.
before Christmas. You know what I mean? Um, he was young. He's like what, 69, maybe
Mm.
70.
Mm.
To me, that's young. He did not get a chance to meet my granddaughter. I don't want that for my daughter. I mean, I want to make sure that I'm around to be able to give her away for her wedding. So
I don't know if
that's all I'm
we.
saying.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, man, but yeah,
Yeah, 2018,
that must have been whoo.
December, the December 23, 2018. My dad passed away.
While I breathe, I hope. Hold up, put that up again. While I breathe, I hope. And then what's the bottom line? You and
July 10, 1947, and then December
December.
23, 2018. While I breathe, I hope.
Yeah.
That was my dad's college. Well, that was his quote all throughout his life. While I breathe, I hope. That was his
Mm,
quote since college. That was. We'll talk about that. I want to actually, if you don't mind, I want to talk about that at some point.
yeah, of course, of
It
course.
was rough.
Uh,
Let me put it this way. 2018 and 2019 was a rough year for me. Extremely rough.
yeah, there's so much to
To a point
unpackage there.
where
There's
I
so
don't
much
know.
to unpack there.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, just to put myself up against yours, for me, it's like a B minus C plus at best. Again, because of all the distractions that I've been
Yeah.
allowing myself to get into. But
Is there a lot of distractions or are these all
no,
self-incriminated
there's all
distractions?
self-incriminated. So I can't blame it on anything or anybody else.
Yeah.
It's just funny because like trying to figure out which to mention here as we're trying to wrap it up, but just trying to circle back to what you mentioned about your daughter, man. It's like the crazy thing about working on it now is that the results slash the benefits is not going to be in like 3 months. It's going to be in like years.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's the bottom line goal there, right?
Yeah. But that's so far away.
Anyway,
What a way
yeah.
to end the
But
episode.
not that.
Jeez.
I hope we didn't bum you out.
Now, but
I
let's
don't think it
see. I
was
mean,
that
that's
bad.
the reason to like follow, I guess, and sort of do this
Yeah.
podcast is to be accountable for
All
each
right.
other, and then at the same time see if we can actually put our mouth where no, put our foot where put my
Well,
mouth where our money
for
is
our
or
foot
something
where our
like that.
mouth is. Yeah. Whatever. One of those.
See if it happens.
Well, anyway, guys.
Okay.
Thank you again. Thank you very much for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that like button, subscribe, please subscribe, and we will see you next time. My name is Jason.
Two guys, two worlds. This is the flip side. New episodes uploaded on YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify every week on Wednesday and Saturday.